Hello, hello. Let's see if we can get um, Martin on now. I'm going to be adding. Right. So I think we're on. Get out. I'm
Hey, Jewel, how are
okay.
you?
I think it's, I'm saying these social devices. I don't know. We have a winter storm warning. So just want to make sure you can hear me okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you
Yep,
pretty
I
well.
can
Can you hear me pretty
hear
well?
you well. I got to do something about the
Okay,
lighting.
great.
I think just trying to get used to these social platforms, but it is what it is. We have a word. Maybe people can just tune in with their hearing, and they don't have to look, but can use their ears.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, we'll be talking about um, picking items from different restaurants and as, as a healthy choice. So in
Yeah,
today's session, I just wanted to say um, we have solidified Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 12 p.m. Pacific time so that we can help people to be their best selves. Um, we're also starting with certain topics, but to encourage them to get in touch with yourself or me or myself so that we can assist in making healthy choices. So, with that being said, what kind of foods do you like when you go? Do you go out to eat? Do you eat at restaurants?
yeah. It's pretty much kind of where I'm going. I try to kind of stay away from the carbs. I try to find like a lean meat or some type of substitute for that, and then it's from there whether it's some type of veggies or some type of grain. So I'm not really missing out on stuff. It's kind of just a little harder. For example, if you're going into a place where it's just all meat, and they're known for their delis and their sandwiches and their clubs. That's a little tougher, but usually 95% of the places that I go, there's always a substitute that you can find, or they have a special menu that is, gluten free, dairy free, and such forth from there. So I will say over the last 4 or 5 years, the menus at restaurants, like going out to eat, are becoming a little more open in terms of adding more substitute items on their menu. But yeah, I don't have any issues. But for me, most of the time, I'm at home cooking myself, cooking my own meals, and I know we had spoken about that before. But Joe, if you don't mind, I just want to grab my charger real quick. It's literally 10 feet away from me. I'm just gonna grab my
Okay, that's
charger.
fine. Let me check my lighting.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, I was thinking the same thing. I'm afraid to open the windows for fear that we'll have the same issue, but I need the lighting. I have cleaned off my lenses. You know, it's so much you have to do before you go live. So here I
Yeah.
sit again, but uh, I'll let you talk, and then I will check my lighting.
Yeah.
So
So,
in case somebody's
okay.
listening, we can keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the reason why we chose this topic was because there's so many different items that we can say, go out and buy some groceries, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. In order for someone to kind of get into the routine of, buying groceries, let's start right away just doing a substitute. People are already going out to eat. People are already making those choices. Oh, it's Wednesday night, or it's Friday night, or it's Saturday night. I want to go out and eat. I want to treat myself. That's fine. That's fine. So the reason why we're doing this is because we think that this is the easiest way for people to find a place where they could feel a little comfortable and say, oh, I did hear them speak about that. I will substitute, and give them a little more realistic answer to this, and not say, hey, go to the grocery store and pick up, your lettuce, your tomatoes, your onions, this and that. And, someone just needs to start going down the right path. So for me, people are already going out to eat. That's kind of the number one issue that's forcing all of this overeating and obesity and such. We wanted to speak about, picking a couple of restaurants that people kind of go to already, and just picking some healthy choices in those restaurants. So the one that I went with was Chili's. It's a franchise known around the country. And I just pulled up their menu. It's actually interesting. I haven't seen this type of menu before, but they actually have it broken down into smaller categories, which actually makes it easier in terms of kind of what you're looking for. So obviously they have their, your alcohol, go to alcohol. And what I like is they actually have it broken up where it's easier for you to go to what you want to see. So they have appetizers, they have big mouth burgers, ribs and steaks, fajitas, soups, chilies, and salads, chicken and seafood, sandwiches. They have Guiltless Grill, which I think is something where it's a little more of a healthier choice. Guiltless Grill, tacos and quesadillas. They have, and then the last one is Smokehouse Combo. So for me, if I was going here, and the number one thing I'm looking for is to kind of stay away from meat. So stay away from the bread. And if I have to consume bread, hopefully not that much. But the Big Mouth Burgers, I'm right away Xing out for me. I have nothing against it. If you're kind of doing well with your meals throughout the whole week and you want to go treat yourself to a burger and such forth, go do it. But 3 to 4 times out of the week, having something like this, it's going to put you over, and that's when problems start happening. So like I said, there's nothing wrong with a cheat meal, as they say. My rule is 80-20. You cannot be 100%. You're a human being. You have to have some type of way where, like, oh, you see, I snuck in that cheat meal, and then the rational person in you is going to say, okay, we got to go to the gym for the next 4 days, and you'll be okay with that. You'll be okay with that. So for me, it's the 80-20 rule. So I'm right away going to skip it, the Big Mouth Burgers, but I'm going to click on appetizers. Let's see what they have for appetizers. They have, and right away I see the fried. I right away want to stay away from the fried stuff. Even though it's small portions and it's good for you, it causes inflammation. It's really not that good for your body, for your joints, and especially when food is fried, it loses its actual nutrients. So the potency of that actual item is not as, I'm eating grilled chicken, it's 30 grams per protein. It's not really. You're grilling it. It's losing a majority of those nutrients. So I want to stay away from the mozzarella sticks. I see here Southwestern egg rolls. That could be a good substitute. And then they have their chips and guac. I'm okay with guac chips and guac. If I know I'm not going to eat bread, then I'll get my carb sources through my chips, and that way I can easily count how many chips I'm having with the right amount of portions. So that's kind of the way I go. And then they have their boneless wings. They got fried pickles. They got cheese fries and such forth from there. So cheese fries, that's going to be a no for me. Fried pickles, fried mozzarellas, no. I might do fresh guacamole or maybe fresh chips and guac to kind of get those carbs from there. Or they have here the dip trio, where you get the avocado, the salsa, and the 3 dips with the tortillas chips. So I might go with that. So appetizers, I might just get some chips and guac from there. And then back on the menus, they have the ribs and steak, which could be a good substitute. I just don't like to eat red meat as much, but there's no bread there. They got their vegetables. You got your little salad on the side. So that's a great substitute. If I'm looking to get a meal, there's between 2. I might go into the fajitas and just get like veggie fajitas, or I might go into the soups and the salads and soups and see what they have there. I'll click on the fajitas. So they have chicken fajitas, steak fajitas, shrimp fajitas, and then they have black bean and veggie fajitas. So I'd probably just go with those. If I know that I was going to get the fajitas, that's a pretty big portion. I'll probably stay light on the, I'll still order the chips and guac, but I'll stay light on the chips and guac. And then I know I'll have a good meal portion with my fajitas, the black bean and veggie fajitas. But I want to just go into the salads, soups, and chilies just to see what they have. They've got boneless buffalo chicken. Oh, so they got a handful of salads, which are pretty good. Santa Fe chicken salad, boneless buffalo chicken salad. They've also got a shrimp house salad, a salmon house salad, which is a great substitute if people want to jump into that. So I'm actually surprised. They actually have a good amount of. They got a soup and Caesar salad combination as well. They got their chili bowls, and they got their cup of soup for the day. So, yeah, for me, if I'm going to Chili's, I'm probably going to get the chips and guac, and then I'm probably going to go with the black bean and veggie fajitas from there. I just want to see real quick the Guiltless Grill, what they have here. Wow, okay, so this is actually, if I was to recommend anybody to go to Chili's and stay on the healthier side, they actually have a menu. It's called Guiltless Grill, where they're actually giving you, they have 4 options. One of them is a 10-ounce classic sirloin with avocado and asparagus. One is a 6-ounce sirloin with avocado and asparagus. They have one where it's a piece of salmon with your veggies on the side, and then one is a margarita grilled chicken with veggies on the side. So I think it's good portions as well. So I see right here, I mean, let's say you didn't want to go with the bread, get some chips, some guac, and then go with this Guiltless Grill. I think would really give you some good opportunities to kind of stay in that environment of going out to eat and being around your friends and such forth, but not, stuffing your face down with a meal of 1,500 calories and just feeling, bloated at the end. So I'm gonna go with Chili's. This is actually a pretty good menu that I would if I was to go there, I would go with as well. So they also have tacos and quesadillas. Yeah, brisket quesadillas, bacon ranch chicken quesadillas, spicy shrimp tacos. Yeah, so that's probably what I would go with. I would go to Chili's, chips and guac, and then I'd get the black bean and veggie fajita. So that's what I'm doing. And honestly, I think this is also another reason why we're doing this, is so that people can actually see what's on the menu and say, oh, I didn't know they had that. I'll go check it out. So we're not promoting anybody, but at the same time, we want to promote healthy choices. You're already going out. I know you're going to celebrate. Let's go down the right path if we're already there. So I hope you like that, Jewel. If you're going to Chili's, here's some options that you can go with here.
You know what? I don't know why we have similarities, because I chose Chipotle. But now at the restaurant you chose, I would have gotten like the salad or the margarita chicken with the jalapenos. So here's the thing. I think when people are making healthy choices, what do we look for? Because for me, at Chipotle, I would have gotten the burrito bowl, or I would have asked where I could create my own. But the same thing, although I stick to the chicken, I'm not a big beef eater. I would have gotten the black beans. I would have gotten the pinto beans, or asked them to add some brown rice, but mostly the fajita veggies, which is onions, peppers, the red, the yellow, the orange peppers. I too would have asked for a side of the salsa so I could add whatever I want, however much I want. I would have asked for the guacamole, and sometimes, not all the time, I will ask for the lettuce. So that's optional for me. But the reason being is because I've gotten my grams of fiber with the beans and the rice. I would have gotten like grams of protein, at least 31 grams of protein. I would have asked maybe for a corn tortilla instead of a flour tortilla because it's lower in
Mm,
calories, it's higher in fiber, and there's no sodium
mm,
for the corn
mm,
tortilla. Now, fried, it just depends on what time I eat the fried tortilla. I can eat it fried in the daytime, more so nighttime, because it allows me time
mm,
uh, to burn off. Now, so
mm,
with that being said, even though you're at the restaurant of your choice, I'm at the restaurant of my choice. We had similar foods that we chose. Now, here's one
yeah.
thing I like
Mm,
to do. I didn't check the menu. That was a good thing. I guess I should have, but I'm adjusting my lights, always doing something. But let's talk about the Cracker Barrel. Most senior citizens like going to the
okay.
Cracker Barrel. So I don't know if you're able to pull up their menu, but what I can say is one item that would be a healthy choice to choose when you go to Cracker Barrel would be their oven fried chicken or their oven fried fish. If people are
Mm,
used to eating fried foods, they can pick the oven fried. It's not deep fried, but the
yeah.
oven fried. So for
Yeah.
senior citizens
Hmm.
still wanting to make healthy choices, they can do the oven fried um, chicken, the oven fried fish. Then they can pick veggies like broccoli or mashed potatoes as their um, side dish, or the Brussels sprouts. That's like their
Hmm.
cabbage. That's also good. Or they can also get a kale salad. They have a salad with apples and walnuts. Although I'm allergic to nuts, I would probably get a salad or something in addition
Mm,
to an extra vegetable. If they're eating, say, senior citizens get up early, or we'll call them more mature, because I'm in that category too. But say you want to go out for breakfast instead of, if they don't have like a wheat uh, pancake, maybe they can choose the steel cut oatmeal with the fruit. But it's something
yeah.
that'll stick to your ribs, as my dad would say. You want to eat good, wholesome breakfast, something that will keep you from snacking in between or eating empty calories, or something that's just not going to help you cardiac, or
Mm,
your diabetes or high cholesterol. Oatmeal is good for those diagnoses. So that's what I came up with.
mm. Yeah, no, I love it. I know you mentioned, what's the easiest way for someone to start choosing healthy choices. The reason I said bread, or the reason I say bread, is because that's the number one way of consuming carbs that gets our blood going up. And then what happens after that is our body has to push insulin to bring our heart rate back down and our blood back down. But insulin is a fat storing cell. So when you're eating those heavy carbs, usually it's whenever it is, I know you're not being active after, because if you were, there wouldn't be that weight sticking onto you. Does that make sense? There's people that eat like crazy, and I'm just like, how are you not gaining any weight? But because they're always active, they're not working out, but they're doing this, they're doing that, they're going there, and they're always just on the go, and their body's used to it. So their body knows, okay, they're going to be going for the next 10 hours. I can't store my body. The reason your body stores fat is because it's a what is it? It's a defense mechanism. It literally does that because it doesn't know when you're gonna have to go for survival mode, and it needs to have that energy ready so whenever you're ready to work. So people are like, well, I want to get a relaxed lifestyle and I want to be relaxed. yeah, what that does is gets you in a habit of just eating, and your body's not formulating that energy to use because it knows it's not going
Yeah.
to use it. You know what I mean? But that's why you'll see kind of healthier people, a little skinnier, and you're like, how come they're not gaining weight? I've seen them for 4 months and they're eating junk food and they're this and that, because their body knows it's a program not to store the fat because it needs to use it as energy because they're always going and going and
Yeah.
going and going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's my only thing there is you have to literally play tricks with your body for it
Right.
to work your way. And you can't all of a sudden say, "Oh, I'm gonna start working out and I want to start being healthy." And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa! You were doing nothing for 6 weeks. Now all of a sudden you want to put your body moving and this and that. In our mind, we could think we're ready. In our mind, we could think, "Oh, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to run a mile. I'm ready to run half a mile backwards. I'm ready to run a mile forward." But you have to understand that your body is not ready. Your feet, your ankles, your calves, your knees, your hips, your lower back, that all needs preparation. Like when people say, "I want to get in shape," I tell them, you need to get
Right.
ready to be in shape. You know what I mean? You have to get your mind, your body
Absolutely.
ready to get in shape. So me, it's not like so much in terms of like, oh, don't do that vegetable, get this vegetable. Oh no, that's 200 calories, 200 calories. You're gonna kill yourself. Stick to what doesn't work for your body. And for me, and I think for majority of people, is we're eating too much carbs. And then okay, when someone says, okay, and I'll stay away from that. Now my second thing is, yes, I don't eat meat. That's my own personal choice. But I'm not gonna say that everyone should not eat meat. My only thing is, if you're gonna eat meat, make sure it's as least processed as possible and as lean and to the animal as possible. That's how it was 20 years ago, 10 years ago. Now you're getting all this stuff where we have to hyper
Yeah.
manufacture just to keep up with demand. And that's when you're starting to see all these problems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my main thing is there's nothing wrong with meat. I mean, look at the choices that we're seeing at Chili's, at Chipotle. There's nothing wrong with that, but just make sure they're
Wow.
good
Yeah.
sources of meat. And for me, I know a lot of people take this in a hard way, but for me, bacon is one meat that should be stayed away from. It's very high processed. I
It
know.
is.
It's very
It
high
is.
processed. It's very, very, very inflammatory for your joints, and as good as people say, oh, I love the. I mean, I've seen stores where it's literally just all of bacon, bacon smell, bacon food, bacon like a smell sense of bacon. And I get it. It's one of those foods that's like you like to have, but it's such a bad thing for you to consume. And I would just say consume it at a low rate or as least as possible. You know, ground beef, you can always find the 90 to 10. Chicken, you can always find lean portions. Steak, you can always find lean portions. Fish and seafood, you can always find good sources where it's straight from the like no as least middle
Yeah.
people as possible. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I'm plant based, I'm against meat and this and that. I'm
Right.
not like that. I'm not like that at
Right.
all. Some of our bodies need meat. It's on our DNA. I'm just fortunate enough where I'm able to kind of do it without. But trust me, if the doctor checked my levels and was like, listen, you have 2 years before you pass away unless you start incorporating some meat, I will. But it's like small portions as
Yeah.
possible from there. So yeah, if people are saying healthy choices, for me, it's right away stay away from the carbs. That'll right away start making you feel better. And then the second thing is meat, but as least as processed as possible. So no matter where it is, I mean, look at us. We're looking at Chili's. Now we're looking at Chipotle. Very similar, right? But I think if you're at Chili's, your menu would have broadened up even more. You have the sirloins, you got the salads, you got the guiltless menus. You know what I mean? So there you can actually flirt and be a little more open. And with Chipotle, it's just finding those little sauces to get you a little different taste, to get you a little different feeling. But like you said, it's the bowl, not the burrito. Staying away from the bread. And the bowl is actually one thing that I've seen is people who start getting the bowl at Chipotle is what they'll do is they'll order their double meat or whatever, and they'll keep half of it, and the other half they'll keep for the next day or for the next meal. And that's brilliant. Like it's literally in the tin foil. You just cover it up. It's got all the ingredients in there. You can do your portions. You can eat a half. You can eat a third, and then you can save the rest for later. saving money for your next meal as well, and you're still getting the qualified nutrients that you need and not, stuffing yourself. So yeah, that's kind of what I think there in terms of the healthy choices, and then kind of why. I'm not going to sit here and say don't eat meat, but please stay away from processed meat or low quality meat that's like a $2 worth. Spend a little more so you get the actual worth of what you're looking for. You're looking to get the iron out of it. You're looking to get those omegas and those B vitamins out of there. You're looking to get that protein, the fiber out of there. Well, then go do it. So that's my only thing there.
See, and I like that too. Now, you made me mad on the bacon, but then again, let me tell you something about the bacon. I love bacon. That's the only pork that I will eat. However, making healthy choices, let me say this. The last time I had bacon was probably 3-4 months ago. So
okay.
People have to understand when you're making healthy choices, yeah, you love this stuff, but you get to a point when you are making healthy choices, you don't even crave it or you don't even want it. You see, but I will say this, just like you said, when people are having a hard time processing, they're having a hard time processing their triglycerides or the carbs. That's how they end up with these issues. Well, can I tell you, I did some research the other day. Let me tell you now, here's the thing. If people learn to clean their pancreas, that will help them to process. Well, do you know, studies are now showing, this is for the people. I don't know why we are letting them, well, in the UK, let's just say, I saw an article where they may soon be an option to clean the pancreas. In the UK, they have already done test trials to use artificial pancreas management. Why is it that we are not telling people how to, or showing people, talking about cleaning our pancreas to help reduce high blood pressure, hypertension, and diabetes?
It's interesting. There's a lot of issues. I wouldn't say issues, topics that aren't spoken about because they want to be in question, so that there's a profit made off of a client or a patient, as they say. You kind of have to take a step back, and I don't want to step on toes or go into an area where I don't want to go down, or a rabbit hole I don't want to go down. But there's a lot of health concerns in America that are being pushed, but not shown the consequences of those decisions. The number one thing I can associate with as an athlete or as a former athlete is protein. You need your protein to get in the gym. You need your protein, and some guys take that to the little fact. I mean, you can just go on TikTok and just scroll through bodybuilders, man or woman, and you can see what they're eating, and they're just grilling like pounds of meat, pounds of chicken, pounds of steak, and I'm just like, the 6 of the 10 ways of dying are health related in America. Of top 10 ways of dying, 6 of the 10 are health related, and the number one source is heart disease. How do you get heart disease? Consuming red meat. It's known as a carcinogen, or eating high portions of meat. So it's just like, do I want to kill myself to look good right now? You know what I mean? Or do I want to do things the right way, and so I can feel good and look good for the next 50, 60, 70 years of my life? And I think that's kind of, and they say doctors who go to school only get 10% or 15% of their curriculum is nutrition. The rest is treatment.
You're right.
So you have to understand, majority of society is clueless on nutrition. absolutely clueless on what they should
And
be
that's a
eating.
good point that you brought
And on
up.
top of that, yeah, yeah, and on top of that, now you're getting the next generation of children who are growing up in the restaurants. Like I never grew up going to Olive Garden on a Friday night. I didn't grow up because that was kind of like a newer thing when those restaurants started getting popular as I was getting older. Now, kids are growing up. Oh, we're going to McDonald's for breakfast. Oh, we're going to Olive Garden. Oh, we're going to Red Robin for burgers. And it's people have such a lack of nutrition and how to
Right.
treat themselves, and that's why the industry, as they say, the big pharma is so big, is because everyone's clueless. Everyone is literally clueless on what to do unless you research for yourself, like what you've been doing, what I've been doing, and we just happen to come along and we want to share with everybody. But it's, I mean, even my own parents, I try to, hey, what about this?
Really?
Or my friends, I'm like, yeah, my friends, hey man, what about that? It's okay. Because if I eat this burger, I'm still gonna be okay. Like they don't see it as oh, it's hurting me, but I want to keep getting better each day. I don't want to feel down, then up, then feel down again, then feel up again, or feel down and then do stuff to make me feel up. Getting an energy drink, having a coffee. People are like, I mean, as I was moving, people started coming to me, I want to keep following you. Can you still help me? I'm struggling with my money. I still need your support. I still need your motivation. I'm like, listen, I'm still going to be here, but just, what are some things that you cut off for yourself to kind of go down the right path? Well, and then women, oh, I still need my Starbucks. I still need to go to my pedicure. I still need to get my manicure. And then guys, oh man, I still need to go get my protein each night. I need to eat my chicken each night. I need to go to the gym for 2 hours. I need to get my protein shake each day. And I'm like, guys, you're literally killing
Wow.
yourselves. And you're literally making these diseases like come up, and then you got to deal with them. Like, what's wrong with just eating a salad, doing some push-ups, going for a walk, doing some shoulder raises? Like your body will form by itself. When you're born, you have a
Yeah.
natural body weight. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna lose my bicep. No, like your bicep will still be there. Like your legs, your abs, your stomach, your waist. So the biggest thing is like women want to work on their lower, their kind of their waist
Uh,
and their lower body, forgetting about their belly and what they're eating, because they like the fact that their lower body is getting thick, but their belly's starting to stick out. They're eating unhealthy choices. Their arms and shoulders are starting to get a little bigger. It's like, man,
well,
that doesn't look feminine.
yeah.
Like, and trust me, for a woman to go to the gym and do heavy weights, she could do heavy, like you could do as just the same weights as me for 6 months, and you would not look like me, because women don't have the same natural testosterone as men do. So when women are like, oh, I don't want to get too big, I don't want to look like a man, but then you're eating
Yeah.
like a man. So what? It's
Yeah.
even worse.
Yeah. It's
You know what I mean? And the guys,
yeah.
it's the other way with the guys, where the guys are just eating whatever they can. Like, oh, this has 40 grams of protein. I'm going to eat it. I'm going to eat it, but not knowing what it's doing for their kidneys, what it's doing for their liver, for their stomach, and just for their whole digestive system. You know what I mean? So that's one thing where you said kind of in America, there's a lot of
Yeah.
health choices. I think it's like that for a reason. I think pharma over the last 10 years, 15 years is skyrocketing in terms of revenue, just because more and more people are being sick and being ill, and for them it's a profit. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to
And
go down
but
the
we
path
we've been
too much.
knowing that. That's the thing. People, like, they know it, they say it, but they don't put in the changes. And then, just like you said, for women, women don't have adipose fat. That's why they look. That's why they do different. Or that's why their results are different. So it's the adipose fat.
Mm.
But the thing about it is too, you've touched on some serious topics. Now that's something we can take into weeks to come and just break it down a little bit for people, because that's why we are here, so that we can give people, break it down and give them the uh, in layman's terms, nutritional value, stuff like that. That's something that we can do because people have no clue. And then people mimic people. So what they see is trending, they think it's good for everyone, but that's not the case. And that's why,
Exactly.
it's good for us to come on here and give them another way of looking at it so that they can make a conscious decision for themselves. Because, like we all keep saying, everybody's body chemistry is different. And if we continue to mimic other people, it can take you to a total different place that's not for you. So as we continue to come on Tuesday afternoons and Thursday evenings, now at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time, and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's what these topics are about, and that's why we are coming together just to give people a different way of looking at it because they have been mimicking other people and trying these additives and preservatives and supplements that really won't serve you well in years to come. So you can eat these things naturally and still get good results. But anyway, Martin, you and I can talk forever and ever. Is there anyone on here that wants to, that has a question or that chooses healthy choices when you go out to eat? Or what are some of the food choices that you pick when you're out? Is there anybody on here that wants to come on? I had a couple of phone calls coming in, so I don't know if we got cut off or what, but I see a few people. Are you able to see any comments?
I see a couple comments, yeah, from Marie, and I just see that some people had joined, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, I think the biggest thing, Jewel, is understanding that there is, people don't know how they're gonna
Right,
feel. They don't know how it feels to feel good. They know how it feels to eat and then have their coffee or have their energy drink to get them back up, but that's not really you
right.
back up, and then you've got to do something else to
Yeah,
kind of stay there. I think people will really start, the biggest thing of what we're encouraging, what we're saying is here are healthy choices, but the easiest way possible. Not having to fork out $1,000 or $500 for some results that you're hoping to get, this and that. We're right away getting you to the nitty gritty. Here's how it works. Here's the best way to start changing, to start getting down the right
right.
path of healthy choices. And then once you're there and you know what it feels like and you want to stay there, boom, now you got our expertise. You got Jewel here who can get you to the next level of mindset. But for me and from Jewel, we're not going to sit here and say, yeah, guys, jump on right now. Guys, it's going to take at least a month, 2 months for you to understand your routine, understand how I'm going to sleep, my mind, how I'm waking up, and just start enjoying every single day. People aren't doing that, waking up, what am I going to eat today? Oh, my back. Oh, I don't want to do there. Oh, it's cold outside. Oh, there's so much to it where it's just like, look at it in a positive way. You know what I mean? I think people wake up literally in the day asking themselves, what am I going to eat today? Literally their main questions, what am I going to eat today? And it's something where it's kind of like you have to kind of get away from that. And then what's the next level of yourself? Is it you bettering yourself at work, you bettering yourself with family, you bettering yourself with your significant other? That's where we want to get to. Not so, oh, look at me. I have a six pack and I've got, arms and shoulders.
That
We're not trying
takes
to do that.
work.
We want you to, healthy choices are so, yeah, healthy choices are so you can be at your best with the ones that you love. I don't want to be in a bad mood when I'm with my family or going out doing this or I have a stomach ache that just randomly came about, that I got to deal with, or I'm planning to go on a birthday party this weekend and I get randomly sick eating something. And I don't know what's going on. So that's the number one thing. We're giving you healthy choices so that you can start
Yeah.
enjoying your life and just enjoying the everyday, and you're looking forward to saying, wow, I didn't feel good. Like, we want you to feel lighter and motivated, but that doesn't mean you have
No.
to go to the gym to do that. That's like the last phase. That's literally the last phase. Right now is just mentally, spiritually, just removing those toxins, detoxifying, making you feel better, substituting those foods so you kind of get a higher frequency, a bigger, vibration in yourself. And then from there, you'll start to see, wow, people open the door for me. Oh, well, I randomly got the light to stay on for me, and I went through instead of it getting a red light. You just start looking at things differently, and things just, I'm not going to say go your way, but you just feel good about things going your way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the number one thing. If people want to get a six pack, if people want to start going down, healthy choices, obviously contact you, contact me. We can start doing that. But right now is just about going down the path where you can start feeling good. You feel good hanging out with your spouse. You feel good hanging out with your kids. Feeling okay hanging out with your friends. That's the number
Yeah.
one thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Of
And
healthy
that's pretty much it. Getting your mind ready to make healthy choices. Anybody can look good and go work out, and then they go home and they get back into their bad habits, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they go work out, but they're not healing their inside. They're not healing themselves emotionally, spiritually, physically, psychologically. So that's what I'm saying. That's what we help with, because anybody can go through the motions, which is how people plateau, because if they're going through you're going through the motions, but you plateau. And so that's what we're saying. That's what we help with. But I appreciate you, Martin. Let's chop it up again on Thursday night. And, we'll be in touch, and we'll continue to bring awareness and encourage those who need to and who want it. Most importantly, you have to want it. You have to want it just like you want everything else. But people do what they want to do.
Yeah.
But that's what this platform is all about, helping those who've made the conscious decision that they're ready to get conditioned mentally, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, then physically. But you've got to be coachable. Otherwise, who are you helping?
Yeah.
But thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I think our time is up. We want to make sure we don't get cut off. Peace and blessings to everyone. And we'll talk soon. Okay?
Sounds good, Jewel. Thanks again.
Thanks.
Awesome discussion.
I enjoyed myself. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, Jewel. Thursday. See everyone Thursday.